This video is about what to do if somebody pisses you off at this time. And what do I mean at this time? We are in changing times, and you hear a lot about we are in a spiritual war or a changing time. We're just in a changing times in terms of the shifting in power, and there are many things that permeate the energy. And so I'm saying what to do if somebody pisses you off. So if you see certain behaviors from people around you that don't seem to be typical, okay, like somebody would push a button or a trigger and you notice that it's not like there's something really unlikely happening here. So first of all, of course, you set the boundary to the person, to the physical person. But an extra thing that I would recommend you to do is a return to sender of the energy to the original sender and or senders. Okay, when you tap into it intuitively, you will see when it's senders, you will see kind of the energy burst. And to the sender and senders alone. That means you do not send it to, let's say somebody send a generational curse. You do not send them back a generational curse. You send them the energy to the sender alone. So you're not going to harm the people around them. You're not going to do anything unethical. And the point of this is, first of all, to identify that this is happening, okay? And to set the energy boundaries so much so that they wouldn't even think to mess with anybody around, not only you, but anybody around you, okay? And this is getting relevant to more and more people, so I share this. Is basically about taking that energy out of your body, but not out on someone. Okay, so very important. We're not taking energy out on people. We're not being aggressive to people. We're not bursting on people. We go to retreat to the side. We take that energy out and return it to sender by asserting our boundaries. In this way, you're not feeding the egregore of harvesting on your negative energy. Okay, you're using it to set the boundary fiercely and forcefully and take all the energy blocks out of your body. You can go ecstatic with this. Again, okay, you do this in a space where you retreat to yourself. And this is also important because you should be having a space where you can retreat to yourself, where you can do it, where you can set that boundary, you can take that energy out of your body, where you need to scream or you need to be enraged. And again, this is important for you to have, and your surroundings should be allowing of you to do that. Okay, if they're not, it means that there is another problem. Okay, this is another problem that is of a minor level. It just means that you need to assert your boundaries in your vicinity so that you can retreat and do those return to sender rituals and basically release that stagnation and back to the senders. Okay, of course that things that you alchemize and so on is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, when people try to push your buttons or stuff like that. You send it back to this. You send it with true force. Okay, you put your heart and soul into it to set that boundary so much so that they would not even think to send it to you or anybody else around you. Okay, but you don't take energy out on a person. You don't keep specific people in your mind when you do that. This is one of my power tricks, because you don't have a vision in mind of a specific person. I definitely don't want to put it to a visual, because you will be misled. Okay, you will be put visuals and energies that are blending and mixing and shifting, just like AI and deepfakes. But you are setting your clear command to send it back to whoever sent this and to them alone. Um, this is passing through all visuals, all displays, all illusions, all facades, all matrices. Okay, just send that energy directed that to that alone. So, what is the power of this? A, when you have energy stuck in your body, somebody pushed the trigger, pushed the button, and so on and so forth, this is energy to be released from the body. Okay, it's not to keep, it's not, you need to release it from the body. B, you can also use the power trick of envision your life without this, envision your life after this obstacle is being removed. This is a very good power trick from self-defense, and um, and and you are not taking that on a person, okay? And you're paying attention that there is another level of analysis, and you address the deeper level of analysis here. So what you're not doing is feeding the egregore of harvesting on these darker energies, okay? And you can watch people like Gigi Young that talk about that. I view it from a very secular point of view. She is Christian, but the essence I find to be true. And this is that, yes, there are people who will take literally Venus and work and create inverted rituals that are the antithetical to anything that Venus represents. And we see it in the world of politics. So you need to understand there is a ritual here. You need to understand that they are harvesting on the anger. So if you fight with your friends, if you fight with your parents, if you fight with someone, if somebody pushes your triggers and you're directing bad energy to them, okay, you're just feeding that egregore. But if you take this energy out of your body and direct it to actual senders, okay, don't hold the visual, don't hold the name of the person, don't hold anything. You treat it in energy. In energy and in essence, you send the command to those who sent this, which you probably don't know because they're not in your vicinity. Their proxies may be in your vicinity. They are not in your vicinity. You send it to the top person, to the elite person, to whoever is originating this energy. Send it back, and you return to sender this negativity, because what's happening is basically these attempts to plant negativities between people and make them push each other's buttons in all kinds of ways. And what we're not going to do is to feed that egregore, to get actually angry at the person. And this is a trick I learned in my family, that, some psychologists say, oh, you should get angry at this and that. And it's not necessarily malefic, but it is missing a level of analysis that's important for a discussion. And then the trick was to get angry at the situation, okay? And this is such a power move. This is where you're not angry at the person, you're angry at the situation. Another form of saying that is structure, or essence of what is happening. Okay, you're not angry at the person, you're not alienating the people around you. And this is a big power move. Okay, we're going beyond psychology here, and this is allowing you to clear the energy between you and the people around you. To get mad, to send the energy back, to set a boundary in a way that they wouldn't even think to, and to gain your autonomy, and to keep the people around you protected from this. It doesn't mean that they don't hold accountability for what they said or for what they did. It just means that you're not going to take an anger that does not belong to them on them. For those of you who deal with like emotional flashbacks, that might be useful. I'm not sure. Um, but what you don't want to do is to repress, to not express. No, you don't want to do that. To express on a person that you're angry with, it's you're sending an energy of an egregore to a person is useless, and they're not going to understand you. They're not going to know where it's coming from even. Um, just as much as it's sometimes they don't know where did their words or actions came from at the time. We're going to delve too much into that, but we are not tending to the sovereignty of other people. They tend to it themselves. We tend to our sovereignty, and we set in our boundaries. So of course, set the boundary to the behavior, set the energy back to the sender, to the original sender. Okay. 99.9999%, this original sender is not the person that's standing in front of you. Okay? Even if, God forbid, this person is abusive, this person is this, usually it's not like, it's not. Sometimes it will be, I don't know who you are and what is the situation. But in any case, you're not physically doing anything to them, you're not directing it to a specific person, and you give the command to send it back to the sender alone. Okay, so you're not sending back generational curses or family curses or none of that to the sender and senders alone. Okay, only to them. We are not starting a warfare of intergenerational drama. We are actually closing a cycle and allowing something different to arise instead. You're gonna need to take your time. So whether you have like balms or salves that you put on you for like relaxation, whether it's a chamomile or a rose even, is great to return love to the body. Whatever you use in those situations, you're going to need to calm down. It's going to take some time to process things. And you're going to take yourself the time and the space, which is so important. It's also going to show you that the people around you do support you being healthy, and also going to make you make the necessary changes if this is not the case. Okay, you're taking your sovereignty back, you're taking your space back. And you won't be gaslighted about it. So if it's like a local thing, or people did not learn how to give space, which happens, okay? I myself did not know to do these things. I would go to either not communicate with the person completely, and then after several days they contact me and they're like, where have you gone? I was like, yes, you said to give you space. I didn't know when to communicate with you back. Okay, this literally happened to me. And so we're not blaming the other people, we're just doing what is good for us, and then the people learn how to respond to us as well. And this will also assist in your not like attacking or lashing out at a person. So when you remember this trick, you're not feeding the egregore of like inverted cricket stuff. You are setting boundaries to such egregores. You are taking your autonomy in your vicinity, so you're practicing healthy boundaries, and you are taking the energy out of your body immediately. Okay, so you're not waiting with that, you're not sitting with anger, you're tending to it, and then you're giving yourself the time to rest, to reconnect with yourself, and then you can reconnect with your loved ones and your family and the people around you, if that was such case, or your colleagues or whomever. This is a good practice, and some people would use it for anger management. That's excellent. I don't know a thing about this. so I'm addressing it in this way. And this is how you go back to reconnecting with that egregore of whether you're secular or spiritual or whatnot, those things that are in alignment with your well-being. So whether it's gratitude, whether it's expression, sovereignty, autonomy, expansion, validation, those things, those kind of things, connection, open-heartedness, vulnerability, those type of words, values, and things. And keep yourself present in the world and the dream life that you are building for yourself, rather than be swayed. Okay, so just more powerfully tending to what you desire to create, what you desire to build. And so, yes, it's becoming very relevant to many people. This might even be kind of, I heard the concept rage baits or something like that, rage baits, which I think is such a wonderful concept, because many types of contents go viral when they enrage people. So again, you want to be sending it back to whomever, those who sent this in energy in them alone, and that means you're not going to get angry at the person who just tries to get their post viral and posted that. But you're not going to suppress or disengage, or like, yes, you can disengage if you're at that level. I'm still learning here, okay? But if you feel even enraged in something that you read and something, take that energy out of your body, take your sovereignty back, and return love to your body. Okay, you're not just leaving yourself empty; you're bringing love into your body. Okay, whether it's by putting on a salve or smelling something that is nice to you, something returns you to your senses. Is very, very useful, and this should be something that can assist a lot of you at this time. So I hope this was useful, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.